have to call Craig.
Welcome, Craig.
Hey, Craig. Good to see you.
Welcome, Craig.
All right, buddy. All right. So, it is September 15th. We're going to be reading the Þrymskviða tonight, the Theft of Mjolnir. We'll just go ahead and take turns reading. It's a pretty short one tonight. I think there's only 32 stanzas, so we'll just take turns reading. Whoever wants to join in, that's fine. There's only 4 of us, so if you all want to read tonight, that'd be great, because I can read the whole thing myself, but I prefer not to if I don't have to. All right.
8 stanzas apiece. That's
Sure.
not bad.
You just want to kind of go through. We can just
Are we
take.
reading the intro?
Say it again.
Are we reading the intro thing?
Yes. I can go ahead and take the first 8 then, and if someone else wants to take the next 8.
I'll take second grouping.
I'll go 3.
3.
I'll take the 4th.
Perfect. Good. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started then. Þrymskviða, literally Thrym's poem, tells one of the most popular stories in the Eddic poems, presenting a humorous depiction of the masculine Thor dressing up as a bride to recover his hammer Mjolnir from the giant Thrym who had stolen it. Thor was angry when he awoke and found his hammer had gone missing. He wrung his beard and wrung his hair. The great Thor searched all around. And the first thing that he said was this: "Listen to me, Loki. Listen to this. Something never known before in Midgard or in Asgard has happened. Mjolnir has been stolen." Then they went to Freya's lovely home, and the first thing Loki said was this: "Freya, would you lend me your feather suit and to help us get Thor's hammer back?" All right. Freya said, "I would give it to you even if it were made of gold. I would loan it to you even if it were made of silver." Then Loki flew wearing Freya's feather suit. Its feathers whistled in the wind till he left Asgard and came within Jotunheim. There Thrym sat on a mound, a king of giants. He was fastening golden chains on his dogs' necks, and he was combing the manes of his horses. Thrym said, "What news from the gods? What news from the elves? Why have you come alone into Jotunheim, Loki?" Loki said, "Bad news from the gods. Bad news from the elves. Have you hidden the mighty Thor's hammer?" Thrym said, "I have hidden the mighty Thor's hammer 8 miles beneath the earth. No one will ever see that hammer again unless Freya is brought here as my bride."
Then Loki flew wearing Freya's feather suit. Its feathers whistled in the air till he left Jotunheim and came into Asgard. He met Thor in the center of Asgard, and the first thing Thor said was this: "Were your efforts rewarded on this journey? Stay in the air and tell me what news you have. Stories are often forgotten when the teller sits down, and lies are often told when people lie down." Loki said, "My efforts were rewarded with this news. Thrym, a king among giants, has your hammer. No one will ever find the hammer again unless Freya is brought to him for his bride." Then they went to find lovely Freya, and the first thing Thor said was this: "Freya, put on a wedding dress. The 2 of us, man and woman, are going to Jotunheim." Freya was angry. She snorted so hard that the homes of the gods shook all around them. Her necklace, Brisingamen, trembled on her neck. "They would call me a lewd, loose woman if I went with you to Jotunheim." Soon all the gods met for a conference. All the goddesses met for a conference. And the mighty gods spoke a long time about how they might get Thor's hammer back. Then Heimdall spoke, the handsomest of gods, as one of the Vanir. He could see the future. "Let's put a wedding dress on Thor. Let him wear Freya's necklace, the Brisingamen. Let's hang keys from his belt. Let's drape a woman's dress down to his knees. Let's place jewels on his chest and wrap a pretty headdress around his head."
Sorry. Then Thor, the strong god, spoke. "All the Aesir would call me a sissy if I let you put a wedding dress on me." Then Loki, son of Laufey spoke, "Silence, Thor. No more of that talk, unless you can get your hammer back. The giants will soon live in Asgard." So they put a wedding dress on Thor. They put the insert correct word here. Y'all pronounced it on his neck. They put a chain of jingling keys at his belt. They draped a woman's dress down to his knees. They placed jewels on his chest. They wrapped a pretty headdress around his head. Then Loki, son of Laufey, said, "Now I'll go as your serving woman. The two of us, man and woman, are going to Jotunheim." Then they took Thor's goats and made them pull the wagon. Mountains crumbled and the ground burst in flame as Odin's son drove into Jotunheim. Then Thrym, king of giants, spoke, "Stand up, giants. Spread the hay on the seats. Bring Freya, daughter of Njord, lord of the Njotun, closer to me as my bride. Here at my home, we giants have gold-horned crows and black oxen for our dinners. We have plenty of treasures, plenty of necklaces. The only thing I think I lack is Freya." Early in the evening, the giants gathered, and the ale was brought to all of them. All on his own, Thor ate a whole ox, 8 salmon, all the delicacies reserved for the women, and drank 3 whole kegs of mead.
Then Thrym, king of giants, spoke, "Who has ever seen a woman eat like this? I never saw a woman take bites that big, nor a girl who drinks so much mead." But Loki, Thor's clever bridesmaid, found words to answer the giant's suspicions. Freya could not eat at all for 8 nights. That's just how eager she was to come here to Jotunheim. The giant lifted the veil, hoping for a kiss, but then he leapt back the full length of the hall. Why are Freya's eyes so fierce and grim? It seems to me that fire is burning in those eyes. But Loki, Thor's clever bridesmaid, found words to answer the giant's suspicions. Freya could not sleep at all for 8 nights. That's just how eager she was to come here to Jotunheim. Then the giant's poor sister came in. She thought she would claim the customary gift from the bride. "Give me some of your golden rings if you want to win my love, my affection, a good welcome from me." Then Thrym, king of giants, spoke, "Bring in the hammer to bless the bride. Lay Mjolnir on the bride's knees. May Var, goddess of wedding vows, bless us." Then Thor, that tough-minded fighter, laughed with a full heart, gripping his hammer. First he killed Thrym, king of giants, then he crippled all the giants' kin. Then he killed the giant's old sister, the one who had asked him for the customary gift. She received a blow instead of money, a hammer to her head instead of golden rings, and this is the way Odin's son got his hammer back.
That's a fun story.
It really is.
Oh,
It almost felt a little bit for a minute like the back and forth between the wolf and Little Red Riding Hood.
Yes, I even wrote it down. I even wrote, like, Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah, it felt a little bit like that back and forth, like between the wolf and Little Red Riding Hood, like, "Oh, you clever. You clever."
Yeah, I wonder if Little Red Riding Hood knew that was a wolf and just kind of played along a little bit, but that's funny.
That's awesome.
It's nice to read it this way as opposed to reading Neil Gaiman's telling of it. Because while his gives a much more, like, drawn-out story behind it, it's missing some of the nuance that are, at least in the version, in my opinion, his version, misses a little bit of the nuance that Loki seems to have in this.
Yeah. I wrote down in there, because they talked about keys for Freya. I never knew that was a Freya thing. I always thought keys were a Hecate thing.
So I actually know what that's referencing. They're referencing the Shadowlane's belt, what was a chatelaine belt, and basically the mistress of the home would keep keys and other pieces of things hanging off of her belt that she would use throughout her day.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, that's random facts you never thought you'd use later in life.
What was it called?
Chatelaine belt.
I probably just butchered the spelling, but it's okay.
Okay. If you look at in modern times, if you look at Encanto, Abuela has one on her belt.
Okay.
Okay. I wonder where that kind of thing, that custom came from.
Probably just convenience.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, they would hold keys. And the keys would be key to the home and key to the larder. They'd hold a little container for like calling cards. They'd hold thimbles, scissors, sewing implements, depending on the position within the home. And I mean, they change throughout the years, but a chatelaine's belt, in all of its iterations, that's what it was for.
So it's kind of like a
Kind of like a modern day.
Kind of like a what?
Everyone carries purses now, so.
Pretty much, because
Yeah.
we didn't have pockets for a long time.
Right, or like a fanny pack or something.
Yeah, the medieval fanny pack.
The reason that we don't have pockets, or didn't have pockets, don't have pockets, is because once upon a time, people thought that women carried their evil spells in their pockets. And so they got rid of the pockets, so they'd have to carry them on the outside where everyone can see them. You can't hide it anymore. Little do they know.
So that's why my wife doesn't have pockets.
Oh, okay. It makes sense now. Okay. Life's been a lie. It's kind of funny to see Loki kind of be the good guy or good bridesmaid in this sense in the story.
Yeah.
I saw that, and like Freya was like very trusting of him in this one. She's like, "Yeah, I'd give it to you if it was made of gold. Take it." Like, no questions asked. What?
And that's another difference
Where?
from, and that's a big difference from Neil Gaiman's telling of it. Because in Neil Gaiman, it's like, I don't know, this is important to me, Loki. I don't know if I can do this. And he had to like basically badger her and like, listen, if we don't get the hammer back, bad things are gonna happen, and we got to do something.
Yeah.
With this one, she's like, it's her idea. Oh yeah, I go, no, go do it. We need the hammer. Get it done.
Yeah. So I was like, very trusting. What happened here?
And I know I missed last week, but definitely shows different sides of Loki compared to last week too.
Yeah. I think that's a lot of his character too, and why he is so associated with just chaos in general. Because you literally never know what you're going to get with him.
Right.
You're going to get the trickster. You might actually get someone who is literally just, hey, I'm trying to do the right thing this time.
Yeah.
He's playing in this part too. I mean, he's like, ooh, dress up like a bridesmaid? Great. Go get your hammer back? Whatever. Okay, I just want to dress up like a bridesmaid and go cause some chaos. Let's do this.
Right?
Slept near what?
And how do you pronounce her necklace? The name of her necklace?
Brissingamen? I think it's Brissingamen.
I was saying it, I think. I think I said it the first way, then I think the childhood Catholic came out in Brissingamen. Brissingamen.
the story behind Brisingamen? Anyone know?
I wasn't about to try to butcher that. I just insert correct word here.
I think it's Brisingamen.
It's a brilliant golden necklace possessed by the goddess Freya. Let me see. Special powers, etc., etc. Created by the dwarves. Means Amen in the first part, Brazinga, could be a poetic term for fire or amber. So it could mean that the necklace that gleams like the sun. Huh. Not much else. Well, that's fun.
I'm gonna have to do some research on it later.
Yeah, I was looking online real quick. I saw some imitation necklaces that said they were that, but each one looks different. So who knows what it originally looked like, right?
Yeah, my brother got a piece of Baltic amber, and he says he's gonna try to find more so he can kind of recreate the necklace for his statuette of her.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
That explains why she wants a lot of orange over there.
Well, should we wrap up for tonight then? It was a short read, but next one's going to be a little bit longer. So I don't feel too bad. There's not as many people here tonight anyway, but...
we can definitely do it. Before we wrap, though, why don't we shout out while Craig's here? What are we looking at for next week?
Oh, next week we have The Escape of Volund the Smith. It's Volund Þrymskviða, page 123. So 40 stanzas with that, and we'll just kind of take turns reading again. Should be another fun read, it looks like. And then next Thursday at 8:30 Indiana time, whatever time it is for everyone else.
7:30 Texas time.
8:30 Eastern.
8:30 real time. Who knows about all those other weird places?
All right.
Guys, so we will go ahead and get Craig kicked out of here.
Bye,
See you
Craig.
next week, Craig.